Okay, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Wendy.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday.
Yes, April 4th. So we are live again, and we wanted to just jump right into it. I've got a very unique topic. This topic is how being healthy and productive is weird in our society. And I'll tell you where this came from. After so many of our clients in the Fast 40 regain their health, lose tons of fat, they start realizing that what they've been doing has been opposite towards what they should be doing. And what they should be doing is the opposite of what society tells them to do.
Yeah.
And so I thought this would be a great topic, especially Wendy, since you've completed Fast 40, just a reducing phase, you're moving on to the maintenance phase. And so some things I see is, number one is, hey, Dr. Goldman, it's so weird. I eat on time and I eat enough and I've lost fat. You go, that is really weird, isn't it? It's really weird. And the reason I want to push this so much is because I want people to really embrace. It's unfortunate that this is weird, but being healthy is weird. Doing stuff that's good for yourself is just absolutely bonkers. And I'm totally fine.
Yes and no, but yes.
It's
Yeah.
bonkers according to society.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this for a long time. When I watch people finish and they go, Dr. Goldman, I'm down 4 dress sizes and I'm eating on time, I eat enough. They're like, this is really uncomfortable because no one around me understands me. And I go, yes, welcome to being healthy. Welcome to standing out. When you are healthy, you stand out. The average person is not eating on time, not eating enough. So it's very interesting to see. And of course, as you get your health back, your energy comes back, your productivity comes back. And so I have been used to being weird for a long time. Dr. Goldman, why do you have so much energy? Why do you not have much energy? Dr. Goldman, why do you go to bed on time? Because I love myself. Why do you eat before dinner when we're all going out to dinner? Because I love myself and I'm weird.
What do you mean? Well, you could just set your dinner time. I mean, we have those things if you're from the restaurant, the blue hair special, like just early dinner, early bird special. Remember that? Well, back in the days, there were early bird specials that they used to have for people to entice them to come to dinner earlier.
Yep. So that's why when people ask me, they ask me out to dinner at 7:30 or 8, and I go, sure, I'll come, but I'm eating my dinner at 5:30. So I want to encourage people to encourage being weird, because being weird means you're standing out. That's really what being a leader is. Leading by example can feel alone. Eating on time, eating enough, making decisions that are right for yourself, that's more weird according to society. So
you definitely will stand out. People won't truly understand. And I know you and I were talking about how important community is and having people on your journey that understand, just so you can have conversations around it and, figure out that you aren't totally alone, because there are other people on this journey, and just weighing the pros and cons and the consequences of not. Of course, like if it's a one-off, I get it. But if we're making it a lifestyle, and you just need to prepare, there is preparing and planning ahead, which is everything that we promote at Goals to Life, is making sure that you do what you say you're going to do and you plan ahead for it. And you need to plan. Without planning, you're leaving yourself in a really rough situation where you're going to probably make a bad decision.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you. That's another thing that's really weird, Wendy, is planning ahead. The more than 80% of people in this country do not prepare and plan the things they need and want to create health, and more than that, just to create the things they want in their life. So you become very weird.
We see that. I cannot tell you how much I understand that. I mean, people don't want to set aside the time to plan. A lot of people are like, well, I'm a free spirit. it gives me stress to think about planning ahead, and I just want to do what I want to do when the day comes, and feel like I'm not locked down to a schedule or to anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's important. So let's look at that example specifically alone. Let's look at the stress of structuring your day, of actually planning on when you're going to wake up, and actually planning your meals on Sunday to have them for the week, or planning Look at the stress of that. So I want to make sure people understand this, is that there's an illusion that you're going to get rid of stress. That doesn't happen. We don't get rid of stress. Stress is inherently wired into the fabric of our universe, and you wouldn't function without stress, but you could decide which stress you want. For example, let's say, do you want the stress of actually planning your meals? That's stressful. That's painful. Or the stress of ending up in the emergency room with a heart attack? Because you just choose which stress you want. That's what's very interesting. You never get away from the stressors. So you're almost like, it's like having the temporary, the small stressors now to avoid the big stressors that are about to come in later.
Yeah, I just find like with the food preparation and, it's been a journey for me. My husband has always been such a huge component of like making sure that my needs are met with my food, and it's his love language. So he's having a really hard time with me stepping in his kitchen and preparing for myself, because that's his love language to me. And with that being said, like I know myself, and I'll reactively eat and make wrong choices if I don't plan ahead with intention. Like if you have the right intentions, you're not going to find yourself in a bind being reactive. And when you're really hungry or you're doing something you're not eating on time and you don't have the right food prepared, you're more apt to make a decision based on emotion and not the logic. So I know for myself, I love food. So for me to be able to commit to a lifestyle, I do have to plan ahead. I do have to take that time. And that's okay for me, because then I'm not wondering, and I'm also not stressed or feeling like my blood sugar level is dropping, because I'm eating the right foods that are going to give me the energy along with the right time, because the food's already prepared.
Yes, totally agree. And I want to capitalize on something you said. You said it was your husband's love language was to cook, which what you're really saying is a love language is acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one of the acts of service. That's an
Right.
important thing, because if you didn't really identify that, I mean, this is the stuff that really can take people down when they finally successfully achieved health. And then if you hadn't identified that, it'd be a big deal. It's like, man, how do I end up loving you? I've watched this for 20 years where a husband all of a sudden, like, what am I supposed to do? So what acts of service has he replaced to show you love? Because now that this is just one of many that he can do.
The intimate conversations, like meaningful conversations, just, I think connection's super important to me, and having conversations that are heartfelt and honest, and where you can be vulnerable with each other and support each other and love each other. That's more important to me than, yes, I love to be provided for. Yes, he pampers me. Yes, he's made me food. But now he's seeing me step in the kitchen. He's like, wow, I'm not needed as much. I'm like, babe, I was raised to be independent. I could do this. I enjoy you doing it, but I don't want to put you out, and I don't want to be limited to not being able to do what I need to do when you're not with me. So I have to take control over that. And, he's still going to cook for me. And he's been so gracious about understanding what my needs are on this journey to do things that he's not necessarily 100% in agreement or comfortable with yet. He's seeing the results. And he's seen, even just last night, some decisions that we made and the difference of what happened to me versus what happened to him. And he's like, oh, I said, yes. So, I think it's like you lead by example. You show up in that way. But I will say, the love language. I know you and I talked about my son. He cooked me dinner. He's young, 24-year-old guy. He cooks so well. But, it's so against what we have done over the last 40 days with like the oils and the butters and, smothering the food with oils and butters, which a lot of people, and you and I had this conversation, once you eat clean and you taste the like actual meat itself, I don't think it's, if it's good quality, you don't need to put all that stuff on it. Now, I was at dinner and, with my mom and my son. He cooked for my mom and I, and my husband, and everyone's like, just let him do his thing. Don't hurt his feelings. And I did. And it tasted good, but I honestly would have preferred it without all of that on there. But there was a consequence for me making sure that I was just being easygoing with the situation, which was fine. But, 2.3 pounds up, in one night. So for me, I know that what works well and not. And in this maintenance phase of reintroducing things, Tony's been able to see me still have fun with him, still do things, go out to dinner, and now I'm reintroducing things and I'm still losing weight the next day. So
Yeah.
it can be done. You just got to do the work the 40 days and then reintroduce the healthy, nutritious foods like the complex carbs and different things that you want to introduce and see how your body responds. And it's been interesting watching what works well and doesn't.
Yeah, and I think you're capitalizing on something really important here, Wendy, is the pressure of others around you. And this pressure isn't that they're doing it, it's just that no one understands what you've gone through. That's why I'm really saying this whole concept of being healthy is weird in our society. We overload our foods with fats and don't realize what it's actually doing to our body. And so it's like this thing of I love that moment of like, you're like, hey, I don't really want to eat fats. No. Don't hurt his feelings. Like it's just interesting to see whoever had said that, like maybe it was your mom or something, is like your mom's worried about someone's feelings hurt. Right. So it's interesting is like, is that Wendy's or is that mom's? Like, I'm okay hurting people's feelings because I know when someone's authentic with me, I'm like, thank you for telling me the truth. Right.
Yeah.
You can't avoid hurting someone's feelings. It's almost like don't keep it a secret because eventually it's going to come out. So I love these are real life things that we're gonna encounter, and truly, I love how you're like you're stepping out, and we know you're not supposed to eat. You haven't starved yourself, but you're not gonna eat like this the rest of your life. You do introduce foods, but the big thing is for you to truly understand what foods do for your body, and your husband may have a whole different reaction to his body. But the funny thing is, no one else is most likely measuring themselves, so they don't know what it even did to their body, really. So anyway, very, very cool to see that.
Well, and starting from baseline too. Like when you have 40 days and you're starting, you can reintroduce. And so you have you're starting out where you can actually really have a better understanding of how your body is going to respond now that you're reintroducing things that you've reset your metabolism, you've reset all that. So yes, no, absolutely. And I talked to my best friend this morning and she's like, what's so interesting, Wendy, is if you were to say, hey, I'm allergic to that, or I am diabetic, or I'm this, or I'm that, I can't have that, then people have no problem. But like, this is like more of a choice, but it is a choice because I don't want to get that way. So it's kind of like people are like, well, you're just weird. Yeah, why? What's wrong with you? Everyone else is eating this way. You're not going to get sick, which actually you could get sick. I didn't get sick, but people could get sick, right? So this could make me be very sick. So very interesting in that regard. And
great point, Wendy. I want to capitalize on that because that is the whole point of this. Is I want to encourage people to be more weird, like stand out. Don't do what everyone else around you is doing. And that is so what she said. That is really the secret. We tell our Fast 40 members is when you go out to eat, tell them you have an allergy to oils and butters. And you're right. All of a sudden it's okay. But if you make the choice yourself, that's what's wrong with you. So what a good point. And I love that your friend pointed that out. And when just remind everyone, how much weight are you down and how many inches you're down, just to remind everyone?
Oh, yes. 17 pounds, inches, 15 and a half inches, which I feel like there should have been more, but I don't know. I am loving the way I feel. That's more than anything. I feel so good every morning. It's like anyone that knows me, I'm an Energizer bunny anyways. So my energy is great, but what's even better is my focus and my clarity, my memory, like everything is on point. And so I need that right now in the season of life that I'm at. And, to be productive, speaking on being super productive, people are afraid of, they'd rather go through numbing out with, like you say, food, or numbing out and not figuring about doing something else. And, we are all about supporting growth and wanting people to be addicted and getting those dopamine hits for being productive, for actually achieving. And that's something that's really different in today's world because people are addicted to other forms of dopamine in order for them to feel excited. Now, I want people to get addicted to achievement because there's nothing better than accomplishing something. There's no better high. And in order to accomplish those things, you do need to start with the foundation of yourself, your body, your spirit, your mind, in order to be more productive. So it goes hand in hand, but there's a lot of people that just do not understand, nor do they want to go there, because I don't know if they just haven't experienced like that full rush of accomplishment when they've set out a goal, created a plan, and achieved it, because anything's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very cool. I love that you've got to weave in goals to life with the Fast 40. We're going to be meeting on that after. I think that's
Yes.
probably one of the successful things, and I think you're helping other members, not just lose weight, but also make sure they know and have an accountability system for what to do, when to do it. So such a successful action. Thanks for weaving those together.
No, it's great. And thank you for like letting people know, I think people need to speak up. If you're watching this, chime in below and say, hey, I want to be part of a community that is big on health and being productive and growing and making, putting themselves in a position where they can just improve in these areas, because everybody's looking for other people, like-minded people, to be on their journey with them. And so Cody and I both support that.
Yes, exactly. Well, this is so cool. I'm glad I got to go live. So I want to encourage people to stand out. When you look at, the term leadership. The term leadership for me means something very different than what society has. It's doing the things that are uncomfortable, even though everyone else around you is not doing it, but it's the thing that is going to lead you towards the thing that you want. And many times that's the harder thing to do. That's much time the hard thing to do, right? But at the end of our lives, one of the main regrets that they've studied that people have is people say, I wish I would have lived the life that I wanted, not the life someone else wanted for me. That's really, really important. So, and I think that's probably even part of the wiring of even goals to life is like, am I actually moving towards the things that I want? And are you going to figure that out at the end of your life or figure it out now? Right.
It's so key. But I mean, and again, goes back to the why, teaching them the why it's necessary too. But you do such a great job at that. And, we have the right people and the experts in place with Goals to Life that can help people figuring out their why, getting the right mindset around it so they can actually sustain and do the work and understand that but I know you said it's something that someone wants, but it's also like if someone's in a place where they need, especially with health, if somebody needs to achieve something or there's going to be a major consequence, then that's also, because it's a want, a need, a desire, a dream, an idea, whatever, right? It's all that. But, I think it's when people realize like there's so many ways that this can go. So, but yes, I think lead that way, and just show up and people will watch. Your eyes will sparkle, they'll be wider, you'll be happier, and you're going to feel great, look great, and show up different. I think people are going to be attracted to that and understand, let them do them. I did share with my friend, I'll say one thing. I know she has not done your program, but she was struggling. She's working out. Like, again, we say don't work out too much, right? She's working out a lot, like a lot. And she's now addicted to working out, where she was never this way, but she got herself really fit. Well, she started having this like puffy, bloated stomach. She'd seen doctors. She's done everything she can figure out. I said, okay, just do me one favor and just cut out the oils, just try that and see if your stomach starts to feel better. She said, I think it was like 4 or 5, I think 4 or 5 days. She just cut every oil out just to check. And the puffiness just went away, just the swelling. So, your program is so much more, but she's like, oh my gosh, Wen. I'm like, exactly. So I'll get to see her tonight and be able to talk to her more about it. But she's like, thanks for just that one little tip. It didn't make the whole reset happen, but it definitely, you could tell the swelling or the puffiness was there around that.
Yeah, that's really awesome that you got to help her with that. That's beautiful, Wendy. And that is really a big sign of a major dysbiosis, which is 2 bacterial systems in the gut that are fighting each other. So just FYI, yeah, that's really cool. So
yeah, sorry, I didn't get to tell you that, but I thought that was cool.
No, that's so cool. I love it. I love it. That's so good.
Maybe they don't think I'm so weird about wanting to not have the food with the oil, I guess. So.
Yeah. Well, enjoy being weird. Enjoy losing 17 pounds, losing 15 inches. Healthy is weird in our society, and I'm okay being weird.
I love being weird with you and all your people in your community, and just continuing through and having a community to do it with. So thank you for all you do. And again, you guys, if you have any questions, reach out to Cody and I. We're here for you.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for going live with me, Wendy. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.